Hello, this is Lorian here. I am the creator of, I guess, this YouTube channel and this drawing that's being shown. Man, I'm really starting off good here. But I figured I would do one of those things where I talk over a speed paint to kind of, I don't know, make it a bit more interesting to watch rather than just music. So I figured what I would do as I am talking over this would be to talk about an incoming webcomic that I'm going to be creating that these characters are actually from. And I've been doing a lot of work on it recently, so I figured it would be cool if I were to talk about what the webcomic was all about, kind of explain the characters, and a bit of the story, not as much to spoil it, but to kind of give a basic rundown of what it's about. So, at its most basic form, Scarpone Scamps is about a group of self-named misfits of random people from the city who have been dealing with a lot and due to different circumstances do not have a home to go to, forming a group known as the Scarpone Scamps and residing in an abandoned warehouse in the middle of a incredibly crime-ridden and rather disgusting big city, and dealing with the issues that comes with not having a stable place to live in a city, as well as dealing with their past demons, as well as some future demons, like, you know, the things that come with pissing off a mafia, or pissing off government agents, or the entire police force, which is a thing that also happens. But at its core, it's a character-driven drama about moving on from your past and learning how to become a better person even if the odds are against you. And that is what it's about at its heart. Now, as I said before, it is incredibly character-driven. In fact, the story is primarily, if not entirely, reliant on characters and character dynamics, which makes the story a little bit difficult to explain without explaining its characters. So, there are 6 main characters, although 2 of them are, I guess, the mainest characters. And those 2 are Odie and Momo. Odie is actually the character that is pictured on the drawing, the smaller one who is, you know, looking quite upset. His name's Odie. He is an aspiring magician for card magic who grew up in a very abusive household that was run by his also quite abusive older brother Bastion. And he ran away from home, became a beggar, and at the beginning of the comic he is shown dying from a stab wound after getting mugged by a bunch of criminals. And as he's dying from his wounds, he encounters the other main character, Momo, who saves him, takes him to her place of residence, which at the time was with a crisis hotline operator, and basically saves his life, and as a result, they become very close friends, even like a family, and after they're no longer able to live with that caregiver, they end up on the streets again, and they decide that they're going to form a group in order to help other homeless and unfortunate souls like them have a place to call home, and basically a family that they can go to. So that is, I guess, the heart of it, is these 2 characters forming this group where all of these diverse characters can go in and kind of just, you know, interact. And, you know, if they piss off a bunch of people while doing it, that's just how it is. So some of the other characters is Mouse, who is a very violent, tendencied, depressive alcoholic who has a large sledgehammer and, you know, has a bunch of issues. Twins, one of which is going slowly blind while the other desperately tries to support him. A girl musician who plays the guitar, but she has extreme short-term and long-term memory loss, so she essentially has amnesia and can't really make new memories unless it is routinified. So those would be like the main characters, and there are some supportive characters like Bastion, who's the main antagonist of the story. Bastion is Odie's brother, and he ends up being the main antagonist. He's a pimp and the owner of a brothel who gets tied into mafia dealings. And there's a lot going on in the story. I guess you could call it a mafia story mixed with, like, I don't know, a bunch of kids being sad. It's like an Outlanders type thing, but like going overboard. It's something like that. Not Outlanders, Outsiders. The Outsiders, I guess. But yeah, no, it's a story that I'm very passionate about. I've been working on it for a really long time, and I'm really just trying to figure out how I want to format the webcomic, because I'm a perfectionist, and it is very difficult to organize things for me because I'm a very disorganized person. So trying to come up with a format that I like and would commit to when making this comic is difficult for me. But I'm getting there. I'm very passionate about this story, and so I really want to try to, you know, make it something good, something that I'm proud of. I have fallen in love with all of the characters. You know, and I'm just very passionate about it. And hopefully it's something that people would like to read. I know it's not really a traditional story in a sense that it has like a big overarching plot or whatever. I mean, it does, but it's like it's a little scary starting a story that is mainly reliant on its characters, because then you think, well, since the plot is so reliant on these characters that people may not even like, it's a little difficult to kind of gauge whether it'll be a success or not. But at this point, I don't really mind if it's not a success or not. I'd like people to enjoy it, but I mainly just want the story to be told. I just mainly want to get all of these ideas that I have for these characters that I love so dearly out there. But yeah, no, so that's kind of the rundown of my comic. I will share it to everyone close to me once I have it published, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. It was just me rambling, but hopefully it was enjoyable. Yeah.